bunch of bad stuff. Before I came, they were sitting on the floor doing morning meeting, and we all heard the gunshot. And we thought it was like a tray smacking the ground. Yeah, and then all of that happened.
This morning, we are hearing from a 9-year-old boy who was inside the Islamic Center of San Diego when 2 suspects opened fire, killing 3 adults. San Diego Police Chief Scott Wall says the deadly shooting is now being investigated as a hate crime. Thanks for being here at 6 a.m. on this Tuesday. I'm Eric Connert.
And I'm Vanessa Paz. We have been covering this story around the clock since it broke just before noon yesterday.
And since then, we have learned more information about the timeline, the suspects, and the victims. This morning, we have team coverage for you. News 8's Chris Groh live outside the Islamic Center of San Diego with what we're learning about one of the victims. But first, we begin with News 8's Tori Apodaca, one of the first reporters on the scene yesterday. And Tori, you're outside the home of one of the suspected shooters. What do we know at this hour?
That's right. We know that police did get a search warrant to enter that 17-year-old shooting suspect's home at around 10:45 last night. Right now, we're on Lair Drive. This is in the Claremont area. We don't know the details of what that search looked like, but we are expecting to get updates throughout the day. But go ahead and take a look at this video from yesterday. You can see the neighborhood police, though, saying that the shooting suspect was already on their radar from the start of the day. And that's because police say the suspect's mother contacted police hours before the shooting about how her son, car, and several weapons were missing, and that her son was with a companion, both dressed in camo clothing. Police quickly deployed a search for the 17 and 18-year-old using technology, including automated license plate readers, to try to track their whereabouts. Police sent officers to Fashion Valley, where the car was briefly scanned by a license plate reader, and also to Madison High School, where police say one of the alleged suspects was associated in some way. Then the call came in at 11:43 about the shooting at the Islamic Center. Neighbors who knew the 17-year-old are in shock, and the community just heartbroken.
He helped us bring in our groceries, and he'd wave at us. In fact, he just waved at you when? Yeah, today or yesterday?
This morning.
Yeah, you know, this morning. So it's
getting in the car and, hey, waving.
She believed her son was suicidal, and she began to share information that several of her weapons were missing. Her vehicle was missing, in addition to her son.
And that was San Diego Police Chief Scott Wall, who says the shooting is being investigated as a hate crime, as hate rhetoric was found. Of course, still working to give us more details on that one, but it really was just a chaotic and confusing scene as parents just wanted to reach their children and loved ones who were inside the Islamic Center at the time of the shooting. While dozens and dozens of officers swarmed the mosque, they learned of a shooting a few blocks away on Salerno Street. That's where police say a landscaper was shot at, but the helmet he was wearing took the brunt of the bullets and ended up saving his life. The 2 shooters were found dead just a few blocks away after police say the 17 and 18-year-old men turned the guns on themselves. So in total, 5 people died in this, the 2 shooting suspects as well as 3 adult men. We're now learning more about one of them, who was a security guard at the Islamic Center. Let's go ahead and send it over to Chris Groh, who has more details on him.
Yeah, good morning, Tori. And of course, out here this morning, it's quiet. And what you're hearing, of course, is a steady drum of both national as well as California media that have assembled here in front of the Islamic Center of San Diego, the scene of the shooting just yesterday. We have learned that this is the security guard that was killed, Amin Abdul. I'll show you his picture here right now. We have learned from both the Islamic Center of San Diego as well as from CARE San Diego that he has been identified as the one who, again, was the security guard working at the Islamic Center yesterday when these 2 gunmen arrived. He's been described as a dedicated employee, jolly, always smiling, taking great pride in his work. A lot of that reflected in a number of social media posts that have been dedicated to Abdullah online. We also know that he was a father of 8 children. Chief Scott Wall credited him and his actions as saving multiple lives at the Islamic Center. You can't help but think of that, especially when we see those images of those kids being led out by officers safely. And the fact that, again, that what we are hearing is that this could have been much worse if not for his actions. Now, we still do not have the names of the other two victims, but multiple fundraisers have been set up for those victims, including one that has reached, again, a lot of money for Abdullah for a good cause, again, trying to help support this family through this incredibly difficult time. We heard from those that knew Amin, that ran into Amin when they would come here to the Islamic Center. Here's what they said.
Very nice person, having a smile with everybody.
I truly know in my heart from knowing that man that he was sacrificing his life and took that bullet knowing that I'd rather take it than the kids. And that is what makes me emotional.
The Islamic Center of San Diego also put out a statement. It's a very emotional one, but I want to read to you this part right here that describes Abdullah, quote, a courageous man who put himself on the line of the safety of others, who even in his last moments did not stop protecting our community. As soon as we do learn the names of the other two victims, we'll be sure to update that part of the story. For now, we'll send things back to you, Eric and Vanessa.
Thank you for that update, Chris. The San Diego County Sheriff's Office is offering condolences to everyone affected by this tragedy. The department says they are monitoring the situation alongside local, state, and federal partners. Deputies will be increasing patrols at houses of worship today. And this morning, we are hearing from San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria, who says hate has no place here.
Hate has no home in San Diego. Islamophobia has no home in San Diego. An attack on any San Diegan is an attack on all San Diegans, and we will not stand for it in America's finest city.
Emotions ran high during that press conference. A woman interrupted and yelled obscenities at the mayor over his leadership.
Thank you.
Direct result of your leadership. Your leadership. Our Muslim brothers and sisters have been talking to you for how long? You have to listen to them, Todd. Worse approval rating than a fascist dictator would.
People who live in the Claremont area also talked about the shooters targeting Muslim people and shared concern about local and federal leadership.
We went in there looking for people gathering there for religious reasons. And I don't think that the mayor, Todd Gloria, is doing enough to condemn the hatred towards Muslims. I'm not happy with the political climate. I've been visiting my representatives, my House of Representatives that are in Congress, and I've been begging them to please condemn the genocide, please condemn the hatred against Muslims, and they refuse every time.
On any San Diegan.
In a statement, the mayor noted this happened during one of Islam's holiest periods and said, quote, anyone who seeks to do harm here should understand the response will be swift and you will be brought to justice.
This morning, organizations are showing their support for the victims and their families. San Diego Unified School District says it stands firmly against hate and in part, quote, our schools are making counselors available for any students and families who may be affected by the tragic events that occurred in our community. We encourage families to check in with their children, create space for them to share what they are feeling, and reach out to their school if additional support is needed. The American Jewish Committee sent us a statement saying in part, quote, we stand in solidarity with the Muslim community as the Muslim community across the country grapples with this murderous assault. We reaffirm our commitment to ensuring all houses of worship are safe. You are not alone. San Diego County District Attorney Summer Steffen says in part, quote, the district attorney's office has deployed its special prosecution and investigation team to support the San Diego Police Department and law enforcement partners in getting all the answers needed to keep our community safe from further harm. Governor Gavin Newsom releasing a statement saying in part, quote, worshipers anywhere should not have to fear for their lives. Hate has no place in California, and we will not tolerate acts of terror or intimidation against communities of faith. The governor added, quote, to the San Diego Muslim community, California stands with you. We know this is a lot of information to take in, so we do want to recap everything that we know right now. Two suspects, 17 and 18 years old, killed three men around 11:45 a.m. yesterday. Investigators say the suspects killed themselves after the shooting and were found blocks away in a car. One of the victims was a security guard. This is being investigated as a hate crime.
And make sure that you continue streaming us or tuning in, because coming up at 8:45, we'll have the Executive Director of Borderlands for Equity joining us live in studio to talk about yesterday's shooting and what the organization is currently doing to support those who were impacted. And stay with us for the latest on the shooting. We expect an update from police at some point today. Follow CBS 8 on social media, or you can download our free CBS 8 app on your phone and TV.